Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is a story about what if Naruto is a Saiyan Sasuke bashing Chunin exam. Before I start, please support for more amazing content and do consider subscribing to my channel and share this video with your friends. This is written by MajinBrandock and link in the description and support writer. Let's start the video. Chapter 1. The Blonde Saiyan. Naruto Uzumaki failed the Chunin exam for the third time. The reason why was because he could not do the clone jutsu. Mizuki, one of his instructors at the academy, told him about a makeup test. He had to steal the forbidden scroll of sealing and learn a jutsu from it in order to pass. This is where we find him. He has just learned the shadow clone jutsu when he noticed a seal that had his name on it. Concentrating chakra into the seal, Naruto released its contents. With a poof of smoke, 3 small scrolls appeared in the clearing. Seeing that all 3 had his name on them as well, he hid them in his jacket pocket. About 30 seconds later, Iruka landed in front of him. "Ha, I finally caught you, Naruto. Wow, Iruka-sensei, you're quick. I only had time to learn one jutsu. Listen, I'm going to show this awesome jutsu I learned and you're going to let me pass." "That's how it works, right?" stated Naruto. "Where did you get that idea?" asked Iruka. "Mizuki-sensei told me, he told me where the scroll was and everything," answered Naruto. Mizuki, thought Iruka. Just then Mizuki landed in the clearing as well. After Mizuki told Naruto about him containing the spirit of the 9-tailed fox, Mizuki threw a giant shuriken at Naruto while saying, "Die, demon." Iruka then jumped into the shuriken, protecting Naruto. Then Iruka started explaining how he and Naruto were the same. How after Iruka's parents died, nobody had any time for him. After Iruka told Naruto about his life, he took off running with Iruka yelling after him. About 10 minutes later, Naruto was hiding behind a tree with Iruka and Mizuki arguing over whether or not Naruto was a beast. After Iruka said that Naruto was a hard worker despite everything he went through, Mizuki decided to end it. However, before he could throw his other giant shuriken, Naruto charged in and kicked Mizuki in the face, sending him flying. "If you ever lay a hand on my sensei, I'll kill you," said Naruto. With that, Naruto formed a hand sign and said shadow clone jutsu, creating at least 100 solid copies of himself. 10 minutes later, after Mizuki was beaten to a pulp via shadow clones, Iruka gave Naruto his own headband, allowing Naruto to graduate the academy and become a ninja. The next day was Thursday, and since he did not have to be at the academy till Friday for team assignments, Naruto decided to go through the 3 scrolls he found in the forbidden scroll the night before. The first scroll was a letter. It read, "Dear Naruto. My name is Kushina Uzumaki and I am your mother. I am also not from this world. I come from a distant planet called Vegeta, named after my father. I am from a race of warriors known as Saiyans. You are a half Saiyan. I can't tell you who your father is right now, you will learn that info when you become a Chunin. But in these other 2 scrolls I'm leaving you, which you should receive either on your 12th birthday or when you become a Chunin, are some items to help you. The first scroll is a sealing scroll that has 4 items in it. The first is a giant round pod type object. It is called a Saiyan space pod. Just hit the button next to the hatch and it will open. I have a brother somewhere in the universe. His name is also Vegeta, named after our father and home planet. I have no idea where he is, but if you place a drop of blood on the search console, it should take you right to him. I want you to use it if you ever need to leave the planet for some reason." The second item is a 6-foot-long katana with a foot-long blade. It was my first sword. I named it Masamune. Use it well. The third item is a set of the armor our race wears. It is black and green in color with straps at the shoulders and 2 leg guards. I want you to wear it at all times. I place seals on it myself. It will protect you from most D rank through B rank jutsu. Although I would not recommend trying to get hit by them if you can avoid it. It also has seals that will automatically repair damage after a fight is over. The fourth is my scouter. It looks like an oval with a sidebar that has a red piece of glass attached to it. It is used to detect the power levels and locations of people. You don't have to use it, I just want you to have it to remember me by, even though you never did. In the other scroll is instructions on how to use Kai, which is the energy Saiyans use. Here on this planet it will be a bloodline or a Kekai Genkai. There is also instructions on how to make a sealing tattoo on your arm that will allow you to seal items there, then when you unseal the item it will be in your hand on the arm the tattoo is on. Please use these items well and remember I love you and will always watch over you. Your mom. Kushina Uzumaki." After Naruto read the letter, he had tears in his eyes. He finally found out who his mom was. "I will use these items and abilities well and make you proud, mom. I swear it," said Naruto with determination. The first thing he did was learn how to make the sealing tattoo. Once he knew how, he placed one on his right forearm. The seal was pretty basic in design. It looked like a sun with wavy lines in the center. Next he took out the Masamune katana and sealed it into his new tattoo. After channeling chakra into it, the sword appeared in his right hand. Smiling here he sealed the sword, then donned the armor as well. Noticing how late it was in the day already, he decided to go over the rest of his instruction scroll another day and went to bed. Chapter 2. Team Assignments and Training. The next day Naruto entered the academy. He was wearing his new armor with orange pants and no shirt under the armor. His headband was tied around his head and he no longer had the look of an idiot on his face. Once he entered he took a seat in the back in a corner away from everyone else. 5 minutes later Ruka walked and said, "Okay everyone, can I have your attention please? I'm going to start assigning team members. Everything is final, these teams were made by the Hokage himself." With that Ruka started listing off teams. Team 7 under Jonin Sensei Kakashi Haddock will be Sasuke Uchiha, Choji Akamichi and Hinata Hyuga. Team 8 under Jonin Sensei Kurenai Yuhi will be Kiba Inuzuka, Sakura Haruno and Shino Aburam. Finally, since Team 9 is still active, Team 10 under Jonin Sensei Anko Mitarashi will be Naruto Uzumaki, Ino Yamanaka and Shikamaru Nara. Your Jonin Senseis will be here within an hour, till then you are dismissed," said Iruka. 10 minutes later the window smashed opened. Standing in the broken glass was a purple-haired woman wearing a trench coat, mesh shirt and a miniskirt. "Alright, I'm Anko Mitarashi, Team 10, meet me outside training ground 44 in 10 minutes or I'm throwing you over the fence." With that Anko disappeared in a puff of smoke. 10 minutes later Naruto, Ino and Shikamaru were standing outside a chain-link fence that lead to training ground 44, also known as the Forest of Death. 2 seconds later Anko showed up. "Alright, let's get to know each other, I'll start. My name is Anko Mitarashi. I like dango and people who take the time to get to know someone before judging them. I hate perverts and certain orange books. My hobbies include torture and assassination. And my dreams for the future are to kill a certain snake bastard. You next, girly." "My name is Ino Yamanaka. I like flowers and working in my family's shop. I really don't hate anything. My hobbies are working in the shop and looking for more flowers to add to the store. My dreams for the future is to learn all my clan jutsu," said Ino. "Okay lazy ass, you next," said Anko. "My name is Shikamaru Nara. I like sleeping and cloud watching. I hate loud people. My hobbies include watching clouds and my dreams for the future are to retire as a Chunin and watch clouds," said Shikamaru. "Okay Whiskers, you're next," said Anko. "My name is Naruto Uzumaki. I like ramen and training. I hate people who treat others differently. My hobbies include learning new attack combos. My dreams for the future is to meet my uncle," said Naruto. "Alright, now in order to pass and become a genin, you three will have to find and tag me somewhere within the Forest of Death. You have 24 hours to find me and tag me starting now," said Anko as she jumped the fence and ran into the forest. Once Anko jumped the fence Naruto pulled out a storage scroll. "Oh goody, I get to try my new toy," said Naruto as he unsealed his scouter and attached it to his left ear. "What is that, Naruto?" asked Shikamaru. "It's called a scouter, I can use this to help us find Anko-sensei faster," said Naruto. But that he hit the button on the scouter and looked at his teammates. "Wow, that's cool, it gives me both name and power level," said Naruto. "What is mine?" Naruto asked Shikamaru. "It says that your power level is 5000. Ino, yours is 4000. Let's see. Okay, Anko-sensei has a power level of 8500 and is currently southwest of our location at about 250 yards, let's move out." But that the three teammates jumped the fence and headed in Anko's direction. 20 minutes later they ended in a clearing. "Alright, Shikamaru, Anko-sensei is in that tree to the left of us. Do you think you can use your shadow precision from here and hold her while me and Ino tag her?" whispered Naruto. "Yes, I should be able to," he said. With that Shikamaru used his shadow precision in the direction of where Anko was. "Shadow precision complete," said Shikamaru. As soon as he said that, Naruto and Ino jumped into the tree and tagged Anko. "Congratulations, you three have passed the test. The test was to work as a team to capture a target that could be stronger than yourselves. So now that is over, we can begin training, but first Naruto, what is that device on your face?" asked Anko. "Oh, this is called a scouter, it was my mom's. It is used to detect the location and power level of people," replied Naruto. "Good to know, for now I want you to work on tree climbing here in this forest. To do so, gather chakra into your feet to stick to the tree. If you use too much you will be pushed off, not enough and you will slip. Work for 1 hour, I will return then and give you a new training task to do," said Anko. But that Anko left in a Lee Shunshin to report on her team passing or failing. As soon as she left, Naruto said, "Alright, let's do this, I would like to have this mastered by the time she gets back cause there are some things I want to train in today." With that they started to work on tree climbing. Meanwhile at the Hokage Tower. Anko appeared in a swirl of leaves. 10 minutes later Kakashi strolled in and said, "Sorry I'm late, but a black cat crossed my path and I had to take the long way. Anyway, now that we are all here, tell me how the teams did," said the Hokage. Teams 1 through 6 failed. Team 7 pass said Kakashi while reading his orange book. Team 8 pass stated Kurenai. Team 10 passes as well said Anko. Very well tomorrow you may start missions until, then do with them what you will you are dismissed. Said the Hokage. But that everyone except Anko left. Was there something you needed Anko? Asked the Hokage. Yes, it's about Naruto. As you know my team consists of Naruto Uzumaki, Shikamaru Nara and Ino Yamanaka. They are meant to be a capture and assassin team, however Naruto used a strange device called a scouter to track me and even knew what level my power was. He also said that his dreams for the future are to meet his family. Do you have any idea what that device was or what he is talking about? Asked Anko. What I'm about to tell you is a SSS class secret. The only ones who know are me, Naruto's parents and apparently Naruto himself. And believe us you are not cleared to know this. Said Sarutobi. Once the Anbu left Sarutobi activated some privacy seals located around his office. Now as I was saying. Naruto's mom Kushina Uzumaki was not from this planet. She was a Saiyan warrior from a distant planet known as Planet Vegeta. She had the ability to mold a different energy known as Kai. Because she was not born here she was not able to mold chakra. So she used her sword and Kai instead. Her husband Minato Namikaze was the only other one who knew she was not from this world. If Naruto has the scouter and knows what it is I can only conclude that he knows about his mother. He is not to learn about his father till he becomes a Chunin. If Naruto wants to tell his teammates about being a half Saiyan that's his business. Otherwise say it's a bloodline. Dismissed said the Hokage. With that Anko left to get back to training her team. When she got back to the Forest of Death she was stunned. She was only gone for 45 minuets, but all 3 of them were already walking on branches upside down. Alright team I'm back, now that you have some chakra control I'm going to teach you each a jutsu. But first you need to channel chakra into these pieces of paper so we can see what your affinities are. Shikamaru you're up first. Said Anko. But that Shikamaru grabbed a piece of chakra paper and channeled his chakra. The paper became a little damp. Alright your affinity is water, so I'm going to teach you a water jutsu. Ino you next. Said Anko. When Ino channeled her chakra it burned to a crisp. Good yours is fire, I know a fire jutsu I can teach you. Naruto you're up. Now when Naruto did it, it split in 2 indicating wind. Yours is wind I know one wind jutsu after that I can't help you. Now Shikamaru you are going to learn the water bullet jutsu. Ino the phoenix flower jutsu and Naruto you will learn the wind cutter jutsu. Stated Anko. But that she showed them how to do the hand signs for their respective jutsus. Now Naruto your jutsu does not require hand signs. What you do is channel chakra into a weapon such as a kunai or a shuriken or even a sword, then you turn the chakra into wind chakra by concentrating on honing it into wind. Then saying the name of the jutsu swing the weapon down throw it. If done right it will create a wave of pure wind that can cut through steel. Said Anko. With that Naruto unsealed his Masamune sword. Will this work Anko-sensei asked Naruto. Yes I believe that big ass katana will work great. Said Anko with a sweat drop. Then Naruto channeled chakra into his sword. When he did the sword took on a blue glow. Once it was glowing blue he concentrated on turning it into wind. The blue glow became white with a hint of green as a outline. Wow that's a fully charged wind cutter, even I can't charge it that much. Thought Anko. Wind style. Wind cutter jutsu. Said Naruto as he swung his sword. A blade thin wave of wind left his sword and cut through 8 trees and a boulder before finally dispersing. Wow nice job. That was fully charged even I can't charge it that much. I think if you charge it more you can make a wind sword that will cut through anything. Now I know about your mother so does the Hokage. If you have anything from her that you want to learn I want you to spend the rest of the day doing so. Tomorrow we will be starting missions. Said Anko to Naruto. Alright team that will be all for today you are dismissed to do what you want for the rest of the day. Tomorrow meet here outside the fence at 9 am to begin missions. Said Anko. But that Naruto went home to look over his training scroll he got from his mom. When he arrived at his apartment and opened the scroll he found instructions on how to do the following. Kai Sense, Flight, Regular Kai Blast, and 4 attacks. The attacks include Diamond Blast, Electric Flame, Electric Flash and Spirit Beam. He decided to learn the Kai Sense and Regular Kai Blast, for now that way he would not need to rely on the scouter all the time. So with a plan in mind he started to train. 2 hours later he was able to sense anyone and their power levels within the village. An hour after that he was able to master the regular Kai Blast. Seeing how late it was after that he decided to get some rest for missions tomorrow. So packing up his training scroll and putting it with his armor he got ready for and went to bed. Chapter 3. Mission to Wave First Transformation. It has been 2 months since Team 10 passed Anko's test. Since then they have trained and done 2 tier rank missions a day. As of right now Naruto can perform the Kai Sense in a 1 mile radius outside the village while standing in the center of it. He can also perform the Diamond Blast and Spirit Beam. Jutsu-wise, Naruto has mastered Wind Cutter, Wind Sword, which allows him to make his sword able to cut through anything, and has learned Wind Bullet. Shikamaru is able to make a water clone, as long as there is a source of water nearby. He has mastered Water Bullet and has also learned Water Dragon. Ino now knows Phoenix Flower, Fireball, and Flaming Dragon. All of them has also mastered Water Walking. Now they are walking into the Hokage Tower to receive a new mission. Alright Team 10, I have an A rank support mission for you. Team 7 has recently been given a C rank mission, but the client lied about the rank. You are to meet up with them in Wave and help them protect a bridge builder by the name of Tizuna. Team 7 ran into missing ninja Zabuza of the Mist. If you can, I want you to recruit Zabuza and his accomplice. If you can't kill them. Here is the mission scroll, you leave in 1 hour. Dismissed. Said Sarutobi. Alright team, grab your gear for an A rank mission and meet by the west gate in 30 minutes. The sooner we get going, the sooner we can get home. Naruto, bring your bloodline scroll, I want you to have all abilities mastered by the time we get home from this mission, said Anko. Very well, I will meet you at the west gate in 30, replied Naruto. 40 minutes later, Anko and Team 10 was jumping through the trees on the way to Wave. All of a sudden Naruto stopped on a tree and turned to the left. We got company. Anko-sensei, take Shikamaru and Ino and get to the client's house, I know who it is, I will catch up soon. I may be bringing extras. Said Naruto. If you're sure you can handle yourself, but if you're not back in 2 hours I'm coming after you, said Anko while she and the other two continued on. You can come out now, I know you're there and I know you're not alone. Said Naruto. How the fuck did you know I was there, let alone that I had a friend with me, said Zabuza Mamachi as he came out of the trees. It's my secret. Now what are you doing here? I heard you ran into Kakashi of the Sharingan and your friend rescued you. But you should still require at least 3 more days of recovery. Answered Naruto. I heal quick. I got word of Kakashi getting back up and decided to take care of them before they reached him. I did not expect to be discovered. Said Zabuza. Okay, one more question, why are you working for Gato? He is a smuggler and a criminal, you can't trust him. He will betray you, I guarantee it. If you come with me peacefully you can join my village. Refuse and I'll be forced to destroy you and then your friend. Said Naruto. Sorry kid, no can do, I'm afraid we will have to fight. Said Zabuza. Very well, let's dance, replied Naruto as he unsealed his Masamune. That sword. What is your name, kid, asked Zabuza. My name is Naruto Uzumaki, son of Kushina Uzumaki, said Naruto. The princess. Is she still alive, asked Zabuza. My mom was a princess, I did not know that, but no, she died giving birth to me. How did you know my mother, asked Naruto. I am also a Saiyan, although I have learned to use chakra and because of that I have lost the ability to use Kai. I was sent out with your mother with the order to protect her. Unfortunately we were separated when our ships entered the planet's atmosphere. I have lived in the Mist Village ever since hoping to meet back up with her. If you are her son then I will join you. However, know this, my loyalty lies with you and you alone and I will protect you with my life. I will also teach you to wield that sword like a pro. Haku, we are leaving, join us. Said Zabuza. With that Naruto and his 2 companions headed to Tizuna's house. 30 minutes later Naruto knocked on the door of Tizuna's house. Anko answered the door and said, good, you're back. I see you accomplished our side mission as well. How did you manage to do so? Zabuza is like me but full-blooded. He was my mother's protector, but they got separated upon entering the atmosphere. He recognized my mom's sword. He also said that he learned how to mold chakra but lost the ability to use Kai in the process. And for the record, his loyalty lies with me, not the village. He is going to teach me to wield my sword and protect me from now on. Whispered Naruto. Very well, get inside and we will find a place for you guys to sleep. Said Anko. With that the 3 people in the doorway entered the house. As soon as Sasuke saw Zabuza and Haku he tensed expecting a fight. Hinata said, what are they doing here? They are with me, if you have a problem with that talk to the Hokage when we get home. Said Naruto. But that everyone went their separate ways. 1 week later, while at the bridge helping Tizuna build it, a group of thugs led by Gato himself approached. Well, it looks like the demon of the mist is nothing but a backstabbing baby. Doesn't really matter, I was never planning on paying you. Kill everyone but the girls, we could use them for some fun later. Said Gato. Well Naruto, let's see what you have learned with that sword of yours, said Zabuza, while both he and Naruto took out their swords. Indeed. Just don't die out there, cause when we get home you still have to tell me about my mom like you promised me. Said Naruto. But that Naruto jumped into the air and flew after the thugs with Zabuza running behind him. As soon as Zabuza got to the middle of the group of thugs he was attacked from behind with a sword through his neck. Sensing the life force of Zabuza fading, Naruto turned to see him fall to the ground. Naruto rushed over to him and caught him before he hit the ground. Take Haku back to the village, protect him, he is in your care now and will follow you everywhere. said Zabuza just before he took his last breath and died. As soon as Zabuza passed on, Naruto lost it. Naruto's power level started to skyrocket. The wind around him started to pick up and his hair started flashing between his natural blonde and pitch black. With one final yell his hair stayed pitch black and when he opened his eyes you could see that they were the same color as his hair. He has become a Super Saiyan and not just any Super Saiyan, the rare black-haired Super Saiyan. There is a legend about the black-haired Super Saiyan. According to legend, a red-haired Saiyan female will marry a blonde-haired human who uses a different energy other than Kai. During the birth of their child, a giant demon known as the nine-tailed fox will attack. The blonde human will seal the fox into his half-Saiyan son. When the son grows up he will learn of his origins and be able to use both energies that his parents could. Eventually he will gain the ability to transform his features to look like an average Saiyan in normal form. All transformed he will be the strongest person on his home planet. If he ever learns to control the fox's power at the same time it could spell certain doom for his enemies. This is what Naruto is now. You guys killed the one person on this planet who could tell me about my mother. I will not forgive you, said Naruto as he flew into the air with a solid black diamond-shaped Kai blast in his hand. Now you're finished. Black diamond beam. With that a wide beam of black energy shot from Naruto's hand and engulfed all the thugs and Geto as well. When the beam stopped and the smoke cleared, all of Geto's thugs and himself were nothing but ash in the wind. The bridge itself received no damage. Afterwards Naruto reverted to normal and fell to the ground exhausted. The next day Naruto was back on his feet talking to Haku. What will happen to me now? Asked Haku. Zabuza told me to have you come with me, I will protect you. It is your choice, but you can either join the village as a shinobi of the leaf. Or you can join me as my apprentice. I will teach you anything and everything I can. At some point I will leave this planet and find my uncle. If you become my apprentice you are more than welcome to join me in that, said Naruto. Very well, I will become your apprentice Naruto-sama, said Haku. With that Naruto and Haku began their new lives as master and apprentice. The next day the bridge was complete and the two teams plus Haku were heading back to the Leaf Village. Hey, we still need to name the bridge, said a random builder who helped with the bridge. How about the Great Leaf Bridge in honor of the Leaf Village's ninja who helped to complete it, suggested Tazuna. Sounds like a great name for the bridge, replied his daughter Tsunami. Chapter 4, The Chunin Exams Part 1. It has been 1 week since the two teams and Haku returned from Wave. In that time Haku has learned how to fight with a sword and has secretly been learning how to mold Kai. However, the only thing he has managed to accomplish is hovering for a short time. Hopefully when they meet up with Naruto's uncle Haku can learn more. In the meantime Naruto, Shikamaru and Ino are walking into the academy to attend the Chunin exams that their sensei Anko signed them up for. As soon as they entered they noticed a Jinjutsu over the second floor. Not wanting to deal with them, Naruto and his team kept walking, not saying anything. When they entered the correct classroom the first thing they noticed was a bunch of non-leaf ninja glaring at them. Naruto just smirked back at them, wishing they would try something. 5 minutes later teams 7 and 8 joined the rest of the ninjas in the classroom. As everyone was talking and catching up, a silver-haired ninja with glasses and a leaf headband came up to them and said, you guys might want to keep it down, you are being pretty loud and getting on the nerves of everyone else here. Who are you anyway? Asked Sasuke. My name is Kabuto Yakushi. This is my 7th time taking the Chunin exams and my 4th year total. I have some ninja info cards here from the other times I was in the exams, they give me info on just about everyone here if you are interested on learning about them, said Kabuto. At this Sasuke spoke up and said, yay, I want to know about Gaara of the Desert, Rock Lee, and Naruto Uzumaki. As soon as Sasuke said Gaara of the Desert, Naruto remembered when he first met the Sand Ninja. Flashback. It was 2 days before the Chunin exams. Naruto and Haku were heading to Ichiraku Ramen to get some food after training. As they were approaching the stand they heard someone yell, hey, put me down. When they got to where the sound came from they saw a Sand Ninja in what looked like a black cat suit and war paint holding Konohamaru, the Hokage's grandson. Kankuro, put the kid down, we don't have time for this. Besides, you don't want to anger him, do you? Asked a blonde girl with 4 pigtails and a giant fan on her back. Relax Tamari, this will only take a second, besides he ran into me, I gotta teach him a lesson, said Kankuro. I'd listen to the girl if I were you. That's the Hokage's grandson you're holding. Besides, the red head in the tree over there looks kinda angry, said Naruto. With that Kankuro paled as said red head appeared next to him in a swirl of sand. Oh, and Sasuke, you might want to join us as well, I know you're there, said Naruto. With that Sasuke jumped from the tree as well. Kankuro, you are an embarrassment to our village, said the redhead. But Gaara, this kid started it, said Kankuro. Shut up before I kill you. Come, we are leaving, but before we go I would like your name, said Gaara. My name is Sasuke Uchiha, said Sasuke with an arrogant smirk. Not you, the blonde one with the weird armor, said Gaara. My name is Naruto Uzumaki. May I know your name as well, asked Naruto. Gaara of the desert, I hope to fight you in the upcoming exams, replied Gaara. With that, Gaara and his companions turned and left. As soon as they were out of sight, Sasuke said, how did you know we were in that tree? I demand you to tell me. I am an Uchiha, an elite ninja, you are nothing compared to me. How I knew is none of your business. I will see you at the exams, said Naruto. With that, Naruto and Haku went back to Ichiraku for dinner. Then flashback. Ah, you already know their names, that's no fun, said Kabuto as he pulled out 3 cards from his deck of ninja cards. The first is Gaara of the desert. Since this is his first time here, I don't have much on him. What I do have is that he has completed 20 D rank missions, 15 C rank and 1 B rank. All without getting a scratch on him. His skills in Nin, Gen and Taijutsu are unknown. The second, Rock Lee, is an enigma. He has completed 30 D rank missions and 10 C rank missions. He has no Gen or ninjutsu, but his taijutsu is off the charts. Finally, we have Naruto Uzumaki. He has completed 25 D rank missions and WoW 1 rank mission. His ninjutsu is decent as well as his taijutsu, but he doesn't have any genjutsu. It also says he has an unknown bloodline, but it does not say what it is or what it does, said Kabuto. Just then there was a puff of smoke from the front of the room. Alright maggots, my name is Ibiki Marino and I will be your proctor for the first stage of the Chunin exams. Everybody find a seat now. If you're not in a seat in 10 seconds, then your entire team fails. Now this is how this is going to work. You have 10 questions to answer, 9 of which are on this piece of paper. The 10th question will be given with 15 minuets left of the test. Each team member starts with 10 points for a total of 30 altogether. If you miss a question you lose 1 point, lose all your points, your whole team fails. If you get caught cheating you lose 2 points, get caught 5 times you and your team fails. Now you have 1 hour, begin, said Ibiki. This test is impossible to complete as a genin. That means you have to cheat in order to pass. Excellent, I get to test out my new Kai ability. By concentrating Kai energy on the minds of others, I can read their surface thoughts. So let's see what the proctor is thinking, thought Naruto. I don't even know that you have to cheat in order to answer these questions. Not like it matters, the 10th question will knock their socks off, thought Ibiki. Okay, that did not help. Oh, I know Kabuto has taken this 7 times, I'm sure he knows the answers, thought Naruto as he switched to Kabuto's mind. Lord Orochimaru, I will not fail you. I know you want Sasuke, but this Naruto kid has a strange bloodline, I know nothing about it, could prove useful. Maybe you should mark both, thought Kabuto. Shit, that's not good. I will need to tell someone, but how? Oh well, let's just do this test for now. The Hokage knows about my bloodline, I'll tell him after this, thought Naruto as he went back to the test. 45 minuets later, Ibiki said, alright, time for the 10th question. But first there are some additional rules that apply to this question. First, you can choose not to take it, however if you choose not to take it, you and your team fails. However, if you take it and get it wrong you will fail and never be allowed to take the exams again. Why it, but some people have been here more than once, yelled Sakura. I was not the proctor then, I am now. So you are out of luck, said Ibiki. So is there anyone who does not wish to take the 10th question, asked Ibiki. After 5 more minuets during which several teams decided to quit, Ibiki said, nobody else. Very well, there is just one thing to say, everyone here passes. Just then a ball of cloth crashed through the window. When it landed it opened, revealing a banner that said sexy single proctor for the 2nd exam, Anko Mitarashi. Alright, listen up, I'm the proctor for the 2nd exam, team 10, you know where to be there in 30 minuets or fail. Everyone follow team 10 or fail, said Anko. While everyone was getting up and following team 10 to training ground 44, Ibiki said, you're early again, Anko. And you're getting soft. Don't worry, I'll cut them back by half. Well, might as well go and meet my team and the other maggots, said Anko. With that she disappeared in a swirl of leaves to her favorite training ground. Chapter 5. The Chunin Exams Part 2. The Forest of Death. Naruto and the rest of the Chunin hopefuls arrived at the Forest of Death. 2 seconds later Anko arrived as well. Alright, this is the second part of the Chunin exams. It will be a 5-day survival test. Your goal is to acquire these 2 scrolls. Half of you will be given a heaven scroll, the other half will be given a earth scroll. You will need to get both scrolls and reach the center tower within 5 days. If you fail to reach the tower or don't have both scrolls when you do, you fail. If you open the scroll before you reach the tower, well, I would not want to be you. Also, if you lose a teammate you also fail, said Anko. 5 days, what about food? Asked Choji. Well, there is plenty of nature's bounty in the forest. Although I'd suggest eating them before they eat you. Now I'm going to pass out a consent form, it just states that if you die or get injured we are not liable, said Anko. Of course you have my consent, I'm an Uchiha, I will easily pass this test, said Sasuke. As soon as he said that, a kunai flew past his right cheek leaving a scratch. The next thing everyone knew was Anko standing behind Sasuke with a kunai at his throat licking the blood off his cheek. I don't care if you are the last Uchiha brat. I'd still be careful if I were you. This forest is a dangerous place to be, said Anko. Just then a female grass ninja came up behind Anko. Here is your kunai proctor, said the grass ninja. Thank you. Alright everybody turn in your forms, get a scroll and get to a gate, we will start the exam in 10 minutes, said Anko. Once everyone had a scroll they went to separate gates to wait for the exam to start. Naruto and his team had a heaven scroll. Listen guys, I used my new ability during the first part of the exams. I learned from Kabuto that he works for Orochimaru. Orochimaru is planning on doing something to Sasuke. I heard Kabuto mention something about marking him. I think he plans on doing to Sasuke what he did to Anko-sensei. He was also thinking getting Orochimaru to mark me as well. What I am going to do is use my new clone I made with my bloodline and have my clone follow Sasuke and his team from afar and only get involved if need be, said Naruto. Sounds like a good idea. Can you use that mind-reading ability to talk to others as well? Asked Shikamaru. Yes I can, and I have been relaying the same information to Anko-sensei so that she knows what is going on, answered Naruto. Just then the gates opened and Anko's voice was heard through a loudspeaker. The second exam begins now, you have 5 days. A last word of advice, don't die. With that everyone entered the forest in a burst of speed. Once Naruto and his team has reached a clearing, Naruto said, I will be right back, I'm going to use the restroom. With that Naruto went into the trees and formed the hand sign for Shadow Clone Jutsu, but instead of chakra, he used Kai instead. Energy Clone Jutsu, said Naruto, creating a clone made of energy. Now the thing about the energy clone is that even though it is solid it can't use chakra. Instead it uses Kai and can only be dispelled by a fatal attack. You know what to do. Find Sasuke and his team and watch them from afar. Do not be seen and only get involved if Orochimaru makes himself known. I know for a fact Sasuke can't beat him. If he gives you a curse mark to spell immediately I may be able to learn something from it, and I know that if you get it I myself won't, and when I remake you or another one it will be gone, said Naruto. Very well, if I don't get a curse mark I will dispel as soon as Orochimaru leaves and Sasuke and the team makes it to the tower, said the clone. Sounds good, have fun, said Naruto. As soon as the clone left to find Sasuke, a Mist Ninja came out of the trees. I hope this guy has the heaven scroll we need, thought the Mist Ninja. Hearing the ninja's surface thoughts, Naruto smirked, knowing that this ninja has the earth scroll. Before the ninja could even blink, Naruto disappeared and reappeared behind him, knocking the Mist Ninja unconscious. After digging through the ninja's pouch, Naruto found the scroll. Ha, Dumbus actually had the scroll on him. Now I don't have to go chasing after his teammates for it, said Naruto. After returning to his teammates, Naruto said, now that we got the scroll we needed and we know the forest by heart, let's take the shortcut to the tower. With that they turned to the left and entered a secret hole in a tree that was covered by a genjutsu. 30 minuets later they entered the tower, a full 45 minuets after the exams began. Once they entered they decided to open the scrolls. When they were opened they realized that they were a pair of summoning scrolls. Throwing the scrolls in front of them, a puff of smoke shot from them. When the smoke cleared, Iruka was standing there. Wow, you guys are extremely early, the exam just started 45 minuets ago, said Iruka. Yay, well we know this forest very well since we train here every day and we got lucky on getting a scroll in the first 15 minuets, said Naruto. I see. Well, congratulations on making it to the tower, there are rooms down the hall and a kitchen with food as well, said Iruka. With that Naruto and his team went to set up their rooms and get something to eat. 3 hours later Naruto received memories from his clone. Flashback. Naruto's clone has just caught up to Sasuke's team. Keeping to the trees to stay out of sight, Naruto clone watched what Sasuke's team was doing. Sasuke and his team was just entering a clearing when they heard a voice from the trees. Well, if it isn't the last Uchiha. I will enjoy fighting you. You're that grass ninja from earlier, what do you want, asked Sasuke. What I want is to test your ability and see if you are worthy of my gift, said the grass ninja. But that the grass ninja charged at Sasuke. Before the grass ninja could reach him though, he was hit with a medium-charged Kai blast. The grass ninja was sent flying from the blast. When he landed his face was a little burnt and peeling. Goku, if it isn't Naruto Uzumaki, the ninja with the unknown bloodline. I think I will test you as well. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Orochimaru and it is time to end this, said Orochimaru as he pulled his face off. You're right about one thing. It is time to end this. Spirit beam. Yelled Naruto as he shot a thin blue beam of energy from a small ball on the tips of his 2 fingers on his right hand. The beam of energy traveled towards Orochimaru and pierced his right shoulder. As it hit, Orochimaru coughed up a little bit of blood. That little brat actually managed to hit me before I could create a mud clone. I think I will mark him, he can prove useful after I'm done with Sasuke's body, thought Orochimaru. Before Orochimaru could think any more on marking the Naruto clone, said Naruto clone was charging up another attack. The Naruto clone placed his hands together charging up his Kai. After he had enough Kai he separated his hands, revealing a purple ring of energy with black electricity in the middle of it. Raising his hands above his head he brought them in front of him and yelled electric flash. The attack flew through the air and hit Orochimaru, who turned into a pile of mud. Before the Naruto clone could even curse he felt Orochimaru behind him. Nice try there Naruto-kun. If I did not expect another attack I would be dead right now. Unfortunately for you I will have to end this fight. I need to go and see the Sasuke. But for now enjoy my gift. I know you will come to me when you are desperate for attention, said Orochimaru as he bit into the Naruto clone's neck. After the Naruto clone was bitten a weird mark appeared on his neck. It looked like 3 triangles in a pyramid formation, with the center of the pyramid forming a 4th triangle. With that done Orochimaru kicked the clone into the woods. As soon as the clone was clear of the rest of the ninjas, he dispelled relaying the info to the original. Then flashback. As soon as Naruto got the memories of his clone he raced off to Iruka. When he caught up to him Naruto said, I need to speak with Anko-sensei, it's very important. Very well, I will take you to her, replied Iruka. With that Iruka led Naruto to the Jonin lounge. When they arrived Iruka said, wait here, I will get her. 2 seconds later Anko came out. Congratulations on making it to the tower so early. But what do you want? Said Anko. I had one of my energy clones follow Sasuke and his team with strict instructions to not get involved unless necessary and to dispel if he was given a curse mark. Turns out he was given a curse mark. After he was kicked away by Orochimaru he dispelled. I just got his memories and I think I know how to remove your curse mark, said Naruto. Really, can you remove it, asked Anko. I should be able to, however it will most likely be painful and it will leave you indisposed for 2 weeks, replied Naruto. Can you yourself remove it or do we need somebody else to do so, asked Anko. Actually only I can. Because it will require some Kai energy being channeled into the curse mark, which will be why it will be painful. When I am done you will need to get to a bed and rest, answered Naruto. Very well, follow me and we will get it removed. I want it removed ASAP, said Anko. But don't you still have a job to do here before the start of the 3rd exam, said Naruto. Shit, I forgot. Okay, meet me in front of the hospital as soon as the 2nd exam is over, till then go back to what you were doing, said Anko. But that Naruto went back to his room to get some rest. 5 days after the start of the exam everyone gathered in the main room of the tower. After a speech by the Hokage it was revealed that there would be a preliminary round before the 3rd exam could start. Before the preliminary round started the judge of the preliminary rounds asked that if there was anyone who wanted to quit to do so now. Author's note. Neji will fight Kiba, Hinata fights Temari, and Naruto will fight Tenten. Everyone else is canon fight. After Kabuto left the room the proctor began the fights. The first fight was Sasuke Uchiha vs Yoroi Akadamton. Please enter the fighting arena at this time, said Hayate Gecko. Once they both reached the arena Hayate said, are both fighters ready, then begin. Before he jumped out of the way. I heard you are a weapons mistress. Does that include swords as well, asked Naruto. Yes it does, why do you ask, said Tenten. Because I was thinking about making this a sword fight, said Naruto as he unsealed his Masamune sword. Seeing the giant katana Tenten pulled out a sealing scroll and unsealed a regular broadsword. Alright, let's do this then, but don't think that you are going to win, said Tenten as she charged Naruto. Naruto raised his sword and blocked Tenten's strike. Before Tenten could recover Naruto sent a counter strike at Tenten, nicking her in the leg. As soon as she was cut by the sword her leg went numb and she collapsed onto the ground. I would forfeit now if I were you. My sword is coated with a very powerful paralytic. Just one scratch will make the affected limb completely numb in an instant. Once it enters the bloodstream through the scratch it travels through the rest of your body. Within 20 minutes you will be completely paralyzed. After that it will be 8 hours before you can move again, said Naruto. Proctor, I forfeit, said Tenten. Winner by forfeit Naruto Uzumaki. The next fight will be Neji Hyuga vs Kiba Inuzuka. Can I get those 2 fighters to come down, said Hayate Gecko. As the medics came to take Tenten away, Naruto threw a small vial to the lead medic. That is the antidote to the paralytic on my sword. Give her that and she will be fine within 2 minutes, said Naruto as he walked to the balcony to watch the remaining matches. As he turned around to watch Neji's match he realized it was already over. You're within my field of divination, said Neji. With that Neji performed his clan signature attack, the 8 trigram 64 palms. It was over before it could even begin. Winner by knockout Neji Hyuga. Now the final round will Hinata Hyuga and Temari of the desert, please enter the fighting arena, said Hayate Gecko. This fight was also over very short. Temari won pretty easily since she used her fan and wind jutsus keeping Hinata away from her. After the fight was over the Hokage stepped up and gave another speech about how the finals will take place in 1 month in order to give the delegates enough time to arrive to watch the finals. After the order of who will fight who when the Hokage dismissed the Chunin hopefuls. Chapter 6. Training and Chunin Finals Part 1. As soon as the Chunin hopefuls were dismissed for the month, Naruto headed to the front of the hospital to meet with his sensei to remove her curse mark. Once Naruto arrived, Anko said, "Okay, so what do we need to do to remove this damn mark of mine?" "First let's go to your place. As soon as I remove this you are going to have to lay down and rest for 2 weeks, at the minimum. Also I'm not sure what the side effects will be from having that much Kai going through your system. You may lose the ability to use chakra, you may gain the ability to use Kai, or you might get the ability to use both. We won't know until I is removed and you have fully recovered," said Naruto. But that Naruto and Anko went to Anko's place. Once they arrived they went to Anko's room. "I will need to see the curse mark please," said Naruto. With that Anko removed her trench coat, revealing her curse mark on her neck just above her left shoulder. The mark itself looked like the Kama marks of the Sharingan of the Uchiha clan. The curse mark of heaven. This changes things a little. The one Orochimaru gave my clone was the curse mark of betrayal, which would force the bearer of the mark to seek him out if he was ever betrayed by those around him. This mark is different. If I remove it, it will require more Kai than I thought and alert Orochimaru of its removal," thought Naruto. "Anko, we got a slight problem. I can remove it, however it will take more Kai than I thought. What that means is you will for sure gain the ability to use Kai. I won't know about your chakra usage until you recover, which will not be until a day before the finals. Also removing it will alert Orochimaru and I am not sure what he will do. If he decides to come after me or you I may not be able to stop him," said Naruto. "Remove it anyway. I don't care what happens to my chakra nor how long it will take to recover. As for Orochimaru he is more interested in his own twisted plans to worry about me," said Anko. With that said Naruto shrugged his shoulders and placed his hand over Anko's curse mark. "Are you ready? This might hurt," said Naruto. Placing a kunai handle into her mouth to bite down on, Anko nodded to signal she was ready. With that Naruto powered up to about half his max fighting power and channeled Kai energy into Anko's curse mark. The Kai traveled into her skin targeting all cells related to the curse mark and eliminating them. 30 minuets later Naruto stopped the flow and powered down. "That should do it. The curse mark is removed. You will feel slightly lightheaded for a couple hours, otherwise you should be fine. However, I would suggest not using any kind of energy, be it Kai or chakra, till the day before the finals. In the meantime I got some training for the finals to do since I'm up first against Neji Hyuga of all people," said Naruto. But that Naruto went home to take a second look at his energy training scroll that he got 1 year ago when he turned 12. As soon as he opened the scroll the first thing he noticed was a note that he never saw before. It read, "Dear Naruto, if you are reading this then you are now 13 years old. 1 week from the time you turn 13 a seal that was placed on you at birth will break. 1 day later your tailbone may become itchy, don't worry, it's normal. The day after your tailbone becomes itchy you will wake up with a tail. Again, don't worry, all Saiyans are born with one. I had yours removed and your father put a seal on you to prevent it from regrowing. Within this note is a scroll that explains what the tail does and how to use it to its full potential. Remember son, I love and I am always with you. Your mother. Kushina Uzumaki." Unsealing the new scroll Naruto saw what looked like a giant ape with a long tail. The scroll explained how when a Saiyan with a tail looked at the full moon he or she transformed into a great ape known as a Zeru. It also explained how to form a ball of energy to mock the effects of a full moon. As well as how to get rid of the tail grabbing weakness. Another thing it said was that if a Saiyan used the energy ball to transform enough times, he will become immune to the effects of the actual moon and will only transform with the energy ball, as well as instructions on actually controlling himself in the ape form. Knowing what he had to do, Naruto packed a bag that included his new scroll, some clothes, and some food. Taking his bag he went into the forest of death and cast an energy shield around the area. The energy shield will conceal anything that goes on inside the forest from everyone and thing outside it. But that done Naruto got started with training his tail. The first thing he did was get rid of the weakness from when it was squeezed. He did this by using it to lift weights, making it stronger. Then he squeezed it himself as hard as he could stand and held it there till it no longer hurt. 2 days after he started training the weakness out he was no longer fazed by it being squeezed. The next thing he did was work on creating the moon ball attack, which is used to transform into the Azeru form. Once he was confident that he had the attack down he read over how to control the form. According to the scroll the moon ball lasted for 4 hours total, however it can be destroyed by a Kai attack. Chakra has no effect on it because it can't reach the ball of energy when it is in the sky. In order to control the transformation he had to use the moon ball and transform, then try and take over the primitive mind of the ape. After 4 hours when the ball disperses, if he has not gained control he has to try again. So with it he started to charge up the moon ball. Once it was charged he launched it into the sky where it exploded and became twice as big. When he looked at it his heart rate increased slightly, his canines doubled in length, and the entirety of his eyes including the sclera became red. Then his nose and mouth formed a muzzle, and he started to grow taller. At 50 feet in height he stopped growing and looked like a giant ape-like creature. Even though his hair in normal form is blonde, his tail in his error form looks like a normal saiyan. As soon as the transformation was complete, the Naruto ape started to smash the trees in the forest of death. Meanwhile in Naruto's mindscape a battle was raging. Naruto was talking to a miniature version of his ape form, so you think that you are strong enough to control me? Well, let's find out. I will be here for 4 hours. We will have a little sparring match. No rules, anything goes short of death. If you beat me I will consent to allowing you control. However, if you fail at the end of the 4 hours you will have to try again. Each time you fail I will get harder and harder to beat. The good thing about this though is anything you learn here and all experience you gain will carry over to the real world, so let's continue, shall we, said Izara Naruto. With that the two charged each other. At the end of the 4 hours Naruto reverted back to normal and cursed. Damn it, I was so close. I was not strong enough this time and next time he will go even harder on me. I think I am going to get something to eat and rest for a while before I try again, said Naruto. 2 weeks later, with 1 week left until the finals, Naruto reverted back to normal, exhausted but happy. I finally did it. I now have complete control of the transformation, and with how long it took to gain control of it, I no longer transform with the actual moon. Now with the remaining month I want to learn some more energy attacks. As of now I know Diamond Blast, Electric Flame, Electric Flash, and Spirit Beam. All of which my mom left me. I would like to learn and or create my own attacks, said Naruto. With that Naruto spent the next 2 weeks attempting to create his own attacks. By the end of the 2 weeks he had an energy disc attack that he called Electric Saw. It formed a purple disc with black lightning at the edges. To perform it he placed his first 2 fingers of his right hand together. His thumb was under the 2 fingers and the rest was in a loose fist. The disc formed in between the fingers and thumb. Once the disc was formed Naruto raises his hand to his left shoulder, calls out the attack, and flings his arm out to the right. The disc is then launched and will cut through anything. The other attack he learned was a sword attack called Blade Beam. Basically he channeled Kai energy to his sword and flung it, shooting a wave of energy. It was exactly like his wind style. Wind cutter jutsu, but with Kai instead of chakra. Right now he and everyone else was standing in the arena of the Chunin Exam Finals, waiting for he fights to start. After the opening speech from Sarutobi, the proctor Genma started the finals. We will now start the exam finals. Will Naruto Uzumaki and Niji Hyuga please wait here? Everyone else please make your way to the participants box. After everyone else left Genma said, are both fighters ready, then begin. But that Genma jumped back and out of the way. You should just give up, fate has already declared me the winner, said Niji. As if you will not win today, replied Naruto as he flew up into the air. Once he was flying about 10 feet above Niji, Naruto placed both his hands together and started charging Kai. Once he had enough he separated his hands. Between his 2 hands was a ring of purple energy with black lightning in the middle of it. Try this on for size, Electric Flash, said Naruto as he launched his attack. Just before it hit, Niji said rotation while he spun around and a blue dome of chakra surrounded him. Naruto's attack hit the dome and was reflected into the wall to the side of Niji. When the attack stopped so did Niji's spinning. Naruto noticed that when Niji stopped spinning he was slightly dizzy from spinning so fast for that long. Getting an idea, Naruto charged some of the surrounding spirit energy into a small ball on the tips of his fingers on his right hand. Spirit Beam, said Naruto, launching his beam at Niji. Niji, thinking he would do another rotation, tried it, however the new attack from Naruto pierced his defense and hit him in the right arm, tossing him through the air. When Niji landed Naruto flew after him, landing in front of him with a Kai Blast charged lethal at point blank range in Niji's face. I would surrender now or lose your head, said Naruto. Knowing he was beaten, Niji quickly surrendered. After Niji quit, Naruto pointed his attack at the wall and fired it. When it exploded and the smoke cleared there was a giant hole in the wall about 2 feet wide. The wall itself was a god 6 inches thick. Well then, if Sasuke, Uchiha and Gaara of the desert please enter the arena, we will continue the exam, said Genma. As soon as he said that, Gaara disappeared in a swirl of sand and reappeared in the arena. Sasuke has yet to show up. We will give Sasuke 2 minuets to arrive, at that time he will be disqualified, said Genma. 1 minuet and 59 seconds later a swirl of leaves appeared in the center of the arena. When they cleared it was revealed that Kakashi and Sasuke were standing there. Sorry we are late, we got lost on the road of life. Sasuke isn't disqualified, as he said, Kakashi. You arrived just in time, he was just about to be disqualified. Now if you can please vacate the arena I can start the match, said Genma. As soon as Kakashi left the field, Genma said, now the second match of Sasuke Uchiha vs Gaara of the desert begin. Chapter 7. The Invasion of the Leaf. As soon as Genma jumped out of the way after starting the match, Sasuke charged Gaara and tried to hit him. However, Gaara's sand blocked every single attack Sasuke tried. After trying to hit Gaara for 20 minuets with no results, Gaara decided that it was time. Using his sand to form a solid dome around him, Gaara started to prepare for the invasion. When Sasuke tried to attack the dome of sand, one side of it turned into spikes to attack him. So Sasuke decided to use the new attack Kakashi taught him. With that in mind, Sasuke ran halfway up the wall of the arena. Once he got there, he formed 3 hand signs and grabbed his left wrist with his right hand. A ball of blue lightning appeared in his hands that sounded like 1,000 angry birds. Once charged, Sasuke ran down the wall and slammed his hand into Gaara's sand dome, saying Chidori. The attack pierced Gaara's sand, and all was quiet. Seconds later, Gaara yelled out, "Blood. This is my blood." At that time, a bunch of white feathers descended on the crowd, putting them to sleep. Once everyone was asleep, the cage box exploded into smoke. Just then, the sand dome Gaara made also exploded, revealing Gaara to be semi-transformed into some strange sand creature. Before anyone else could move, Gaara's siblings and sensei appeared in between Gaara and Sasuke. "Take Gaara to the edge of the village. He will finish the transformation there," said their sensei. But that Gaara and his siblings left the arena and headed to the edge of the village. Sasuke was about to head after them when the sand jonin named Baki, who was their sensei, stepped in front of him. "If you want to go after them, you will have to go through me first," he said. Before Sasuke could respond, Naruto jumped between them. "Sasuke, go after Gaara. I know you want to finish your fight. I will handle this guy. You got 1 hour to fight Gaara. Then I will take over and finish it," said Naruto. With that said, Sasuke ran off after Gaara. "You aren't very smart, are you, brat? I am a jonin, you are a genin, you will not survive this fight," said Baki. "If you think you can win, then try it. You will be dead before the hour is up," said Naruto. With that, Baki pulled out a katana. "Oh, you want a sword fight? I'm game," said Naruto as he pulled out his Masamune. As Baki charged Naruto with his sword raised, Naruto decided to make things interesting. Just before Baki reached him, Naruto disappeared. "What the hell, where did he go?" said Baki. "Behind you," said Naruto as used his sword to cut Baki across his back. "Wow, I did not even see him move. 1 second he was in front of me, the next he was behind me," thought Baki. After Naruto slashed Baki's back with his sword, he decided to head towards Sasuke and help him fight Gaara. As he was heading in Sasuke's direction, the Anbu had a slight problem of their own. Orochimaru was personating the Kazekage. As soon as the invasion started, he revealed himself and, using 4 of his followers, he made a barrier surrounding himself and the Hokage. Inside the barrier, Orochimaru and Sarutobi were fighting. Sarutobi just stopped Orochimaru from summoning the 4th Hokage but could not stop the first 2 from being summoned. Once Sarutobi finally beat the 1st and 2nd Hokages, he focused on Orochimaru himself. While he was fighting Orochimaru, Naruto was having a hard time against Gaara. Naruto just arrived at the fight against Sasuke and Gaara. "I see you are having a hard time. Mind if I take over?" said Naruto. "Be my guest, he is too strong," said Sasuke, who was on his knees on a tree branch. With that said, Naruto formed 2 balls of energy, one in each hand. In the left hand was a black ball of energy, in the right was a purple colored one. Naruto then put both balls together, forming one big ball of energy that was purple with black swirls going through it. "Hey Gaara, try out my new attack. Demon Wave." With that, Naruto threw his hands forward and the ball turned into a beam of energy that flew at Gaara. Gaara formed a sand shield that held up for a few seconds, but in the end the beam of energy pierced the sand and sent Gaara into a tree. Once Gaara recovered, he decided to transform into Shukaku, the sand demon, and give control to his other half. As the sand started to move in Gaara's direction, Naruto had one thought. "Oh shit, this is not good." As soon as Gaara finished his transformation, he used a jutsu called Feigning Sleep Jutsu to give control to his demon. Once Gaara started to go on a rampage, Naruto knew that he would have to transform into his Eru form to stand a chance against him. While Shukaku, the sand demon, was tearing up the forest, Naruto created a solid white ball of energy in his right hand. Once it was charged, Naruto threw it into the sky. After it hit the atmosphere, it expanded into a giant ball about 5 feet in diameter. Once it expanded, Naruto looked at it and changed into his Izeru form. "Well, now that we are the same size, let's see what you can do," said Naruto. With that, the sand demon and Naruto started to fight. As the two were fighting, Sasuke saw Naruto transform into a giant ape and thought, "I have to learn that. I know that learning that ability will allow me to beat Itachi." Once Naruto got close enough to the sand demon, he saw Gaara sticking out of Shukaku's head like a pimple. Having an idea, Naruto flicked Gaara, sending him out of Shukaku's head and into a tree. When he hit the ground, Gaara woke up and Shukaku disappeared into a pile of sand. Once Naruto saw that Gaara was now awake and in human form, he fired a mouth blast at his moon ball, destroying it. As he tried to approach Gaara, he was stopped by Gaara's siblings. We will not let you harm him anymore, said Tamari. With that, Gaara and his siblings left the village to go back to Sand Village. Once the Sand siblings left, Sasuke approached Naruto. I demand you teach me how to do that move you used against that Sand ninja. The one where you transformed into a giant ape, said Sasuke. Sorry, I can't, it is impossible to teach to anybody. Even if I could, I would not, you arrogant asshole, said Naruto. But that Naruto walked away to go see how the rest of the village fared against the invasion. As Naruto was walking away, Sasuke was seething. This isn't over, Naruto. I will take this to the council and you will teach me that move, thought Sasuke. Once Naruto entered the Leaf Village after his fight against Gaara, he had a bad feeling. 30 minutes later he realized why he had the bad feeling. The third Hokage, Sarutobi Hiruzen, was killed by Orochimaru during the invasion. Once he realized this, he ran into the forest of death and screamed. As he was screaming, his power skyrocketed, his hair started flashing between his natural blonde and pitch black. After about 2 seconds his power leveled off and his hair stayed black. His eyes were also black. Remembering this power from when Zabuza was killed back in Wave, Naruto smirked. I think I now have control over this new super form. Let's find out, said Naruto to himself. With that, Naruto powered down to normal, then tried to transform again. It was extremely easy to do so. Looks like I have a new form to play with. If the idiot council tries to get me to do something, I will leave this village and they can't stop me, said Naruto. The next day Naruto attended the Hokage's funeral along with everyone else in the village. After the funeral, a pair of Anbu appeared in front of Naruto. Naruto Uzumaki, you are to come with us to appear in front of the council. If you refuse, we are authorized to use force, said the Anbu on the left. Very well, let's get this over with, said Naruto as he stated to make some plans. Chapter 8. Council Meeting and Banishment. As Naruto was being led to the council meeting by the Anbu, he decided to get his stuff together. While the Anbu were watching out for threats, Naruto discreetly made an energy clone and had it fly above them out of sight of the Anbu. Using his telepathy, he gave it some orders. Go to the apartment and get everything of importance. Once collected, go into the forest about 20 miles outside the east gate. I will meet you there in 2 hours. At that time I will meet you and I'm getting off this planet, ordered Naruto. But that the Naruto clone flew off and the real Naruto and the Anbu arrived at the council meeting. When they entered, the lead council member, who happened to be a civilian and an Uchiha lover, said, now that the Brad is here we can get started. It was at this point that Naruto realized that his sensei Anko, Sasuke and Kakashi were there as well. We the council hereby order you, Naruto Uzumaki, to teach Sasuke Uchiha everything you know, said the council leader. Oh, is this what this is about? I told the asshole Sasuke that I can't teach him anything because it is a bloodline. Plus even if I could I wouldn't because he is an asshole, said Naruto. I find that hard to believe. You are an orphan, you have no family, therefore you have no bloodline. I say again. You are ordered to teach Sasuke everything you know or face banishment from the village. If you are banished you will be forced to relinquish every scroll and weapon you own, said the council leader. Well then, let me inform you of something. My name is Naruto Uzumaki. My mother was Kushina Uzumaki, I get my bloodline from her. I actually do have family, just not around here. So I will take your banishment and go find them. However, you will not take my weapons or scrolls because they belong to me and my family. If that is all, I will be leaving now. If you try to stop me I will destroy you, said Naruto. With that, Naruto turned to walk out of the council room. Before he took 2 steps, however, the idiot council leader said Anbu detain him and take his scrolls and weapons. At that order, 4 Anbu surrounded Naruto. Really? You guys are going to try this, thought Naruto. Before the Anbu could do anything, Naruto went into action. The first thing Naruto did was kick the Anbu on his left in the chest. That Anbu went flying into and out the opposite wall. The Anbu on his right got obliterated by a Kai blast. As for the one in front blocking the door, well, Naruto just turned around and faced the council. When he was fully facing them, he had his Masamune katana in his right hand in a reverse grip. 2 seconds later, the Anbu in front of the door literally fell to pieces. First his head fell off his shoulders, followed by both his arms, finally his torso separated from his legs. Nobody in the room even saw him draw his sword. 1 second he was facing the door, the next he was facing the council with his sword in hand with blood on it, and the Anbu was dead. I tried to warn you. Now you die, said Naruto. With that, Naruto gathered his power and transformed into his new super form. He then raised his right hand and formed a black diamond of energy. Once it was charged, he fired his attack saying Black Diamond Beam. The beam of energy hit the Anbu first, then continued on and destroyed the entire civilian side of the council. After the attack cleared, the ninja half stood up and reached for their kunai. Naruto said, I warned them. Now I am going to turn around and walk out the door. If you try and stop me I will destroy you as well. But that Naruto turned around and walked out the door. As soon Naruto exited the building he turned toward the east gate and started walking. About halfway there somebody with long white hair and a strange forehead protector stepped in front of him. "Where do you think you are going, Naruto?" said the strange man. "Who are you and how do you know my name?" asked Naruto. "My name is Jiraiya. I am your godfather," said the now named Jiraiya. "Ah, I see. Well, in that case I was just banished from the village and am now on my way out of the village to leave this world and find my uncle," said Naruto. "I see. Well then I wish you luck in your adventures, but before you go would you like to know who your parents were?" asked Jiraiya. "I know who my mother was. The uncle I am on my way to find is her brother. But if you know who my father was I would like to know please," said Naruto. "Your father was Minato Namikaze. He was the fourth Hokage and the one who sealed the fox into you," said Jiraiya. "That actually makes sense. I can't believe I did not see it sooner. I mean I knew it was the fourth who sealed the fox and why would he use someone else's kid and not his own? I just got one question. Did he leave me anything?" asked Naruto. "Yes he did. That was why I was looking for you, to give you this scroll. He told me to give it to you after your first Chunin exam regardless if you passed or not," said Jiraiya. With that he handed Naruto a giant scroll that had a red border on it. When on the ground standing up it reached just over his waist. "That is your father's and mother's library of jutsu. It has everything they ever learned or took from enemy ninja. Take it with you and use it well," said Jiraiya. "Thank you. I will use it well and guard it with my life." "Well I guess this is goodbye, I must be going now," said Naruto as he sealed away his new treasure. But that Naruto waved to Jiraiya and continued on towards his destination. 30 minutes later Naruto entered a clearing with his clone sitting in the middle of it. As soon as his clone sensed his approach he dispelled leaving 2 scrolls on the ground. The first scroll was his basic mission scroll that contained everything needed for any mission below an A rank. The second was the sealing scroll containing his spaceship and scouter he got 1 year ago. Putting the first in a slot made for scrolls he opened the second. After unsealing the ship he added the second scroll to his scroll slot. Once that was done Naruto opened the ship and climbed in. When he was in and the door closed he saw the center console. Biting his thumb and placing a drop of blood on it the computer came to life. Blood identification complete. Name: Naruto Uzumaki. Race: Saiyan Ninja Hybrid. Blood type: AB. Known living relatives: Vegeta Uzumaki. Whereabouts of known relatives: Planet Earth, North section of the universe. "What are your orders, sir?" said the computer. "Computer, take me to the planet Earth in the north section of the universe. If you can take me directly to Vegeta Uzumaki," said Naruto. "Permission to stop on a planet halfway there to refuel and stock up on supplies. The trip will take 1 year and if we do not stop we might not make it," replied the computer. "Permission granted. I am going to go into a meditative sleep until the halfway point. Wake me up when we get there," said Naruto. "Very well. We will now begin the countdown sequence for liftoff," said the ship's computer. With that the Saiyan space pod glowed with a white energy. 10 seconds later the ship blasted into the air and left the planet, taking Naruto away from his homeworld never to be seen again. Chapter 9. Naruto meets Vegeta. It's been about 13 months since Naruto left his home planet. He is now 14 years old. 6 months into his space flight he landed on a planet to refuel. As he was getting his ship refueled he decided to spend a week there going over his father's scroll. When he opened the scroll the first thing he saw was a note from his father. "Dear Naruto. If you are reading this then you have just done your first Chunin exam. Regardless of whether or not you pass you will receive this scroll. Within this scroll are the 2 personal jutsus I made. They are called the Rasengan and the Hirishin. I know your mom's status as a Saiyan and have also included some of her attacks that she made. However the energy attacks in this scroll require hand signs. I have also included all jutsus that me or your mother acquired during the Third Shinobi War. I hope you use these jutsu well and remember I love you and am always with you. Your father Minato Namikaze." Once Naruto finished reading the letter he decided to look at the Hirishin jutsu first. 5 days later he not only mastered the Hirishin but also improved it. The new and improved version he called Instant Hirishin. It worked the same way as the original and the fact that there was a flash of yellow light. However the difference was that instead of chakra it used Kai and you just thought of where you wanted to go. What that means is that Naruto could go anywhere he wanted that he has already been to or can feel the power levels of. 2 days later just before he left he also mastered the Rasengan and created a throwing version and was working on a beam one as well. At this point in time he is entering the Earth's atmosphere. When he got close enough to the ground he saw a group of people standing in a desert with a strange machine disappearing. As Naruto's ship landed the group of people known as the Z-Fighters cautiously approached. They knew it was another Saiyan ship by the shape and did not know if the occupant was friend or foe. When the ship's hatch opened they saw a blonde teenager no older than 14 exited. When Naruto saw the group of people he looked around and said, "Which one of you is Vegeta Uzumaki?" Hearing his last name, Vegeta stepped forward. He was wearing a set of armor like Naruto's except white, without the leg guards. He was also wearing blue long-sleeved spandex with white gloves. "My name is Vegeta Uzumaki. Now you have exactly 10 seconds to tell me who you are and how you know that name. If you don't, I will blast you into oblivion," said Vegeta. "Very well. How I know that name is because my name is Naruto Uzumaki. As to who I am, I'm the son of Kushina Uzumaki and you are my uncle," said Naruto. "Really? Is my sister alive by chance and why do you have blonde hair? Are you a Super Saiyan?" asked Vegeta. At this, Naruto got a sad look on his face. "No, I'm afraid my mother died in childbirth. As to your question about me being a Super Saiyan, I can transform into one, but when I do my hair turns black. Also, I do not like my home planet. During my childhood I was ignored and hated for something I could not control. You see, when I was born, a 9-tailed demon fox attacked my village. My father, who was the Hokage at the time, could not defeat it. So he did the next best thing, he sealed it into his newborn son, me. His last wish was for the village to see me as a hero for containing the fox. Instead, the entire village hated me. I was spit on and scorned from the time I was 4 till 2 years ago when I became a ninja. If I ever get the opportunity, I will go back and make them pay. Until then, I just want to get on with my life and hopefully get to know my remaining family. If you do not want to get to know me and want nothing to do with me because of the fox, I understand," said Naruto. Of all the things this kid could have said, Vegeta did not expect that. Not only was this kid his nephew, he was the legendary black-haired Super Saiyan. "Naruto, I have a couple questions for you. 1. Can I see your Super Saiyan form? 2. Do you know the name of the fox? And 3. Can you access the fox's power?" asked Vegeta. Looking up when uncle started asking his questions and with a kind tone as well, Naruto answered, "Of course you can see my Super Saiyan form." As to the other 2 questions. "No, I have not met the fox nor can I access his power." With that, Naruto transformed into his Super Saiyan form. When Vegeta saw Naruto's Super Saiyan form, he walked up to Naruto and did something very un-Vegeta-like. He wrapped his arms around him and hugged him. "Welcome home, Naruto. Welcome home. I have not seen my sister in years and to know that she still lives on in you makes me happy. You are welcome to stay with me and my girlfriend Bulma for as long as you like. I also have a story about your Super Saiyan form to tell you, and starting tomorrow we will begin your training to access the fox's power," said Vegeta. With that said, Naruto returned the hug from Vegeta and said, "Thank you, Uncle Vegeta, you have no idea how it feels to finally feel welcome somewhere." Once the reunion was over, Vegeta introduced Naruto to everybody. Naruto and Gohan quickly became friends. When Naruto learned that every one of the Z fighters knew how to use Kai as well, Naruto was ecstatic. However, when Gohan told Naruto that his mom made him study all the time, Naruto had an idea. "Hey Gohan, I know a way for us to hang out and train all the time and have you keep studying like your mom wants," said Naruto. "Really, how? I would really like to be able to do so," said Gohan. "Easy. I am going to teach you one of my moves. It is called a energy clone. What it does is create a perfect Kai-based copy of you. It is solid and can only go away with a lethal blow. The best part is that anything your clone learns you learn as well," said Naruto. "Cool, so I make an energy clone, let it do all my homework my mom makes me do. Meanwhile me and you are free to hang out and train all day," said Gohan. "Exactly. Although I would not tell your mom about it. From what you told me, she would make both you and your clone study all day to learn twice as much," said Naruto. "I agree. Probably not a good idea. So do you want to come over right now? It looks like my dad is finished talking and we are about to leave and train for these androids," said Gohan. "Sure, why not, let me just tell my uncle that I'm going with you and Goku," said Naruto. After telling Vegeta that he was going with Gohan and Goku, the 3 Saiyans flew into the air and headed towards Goku's house. On the way, Goku asked, "So Naruto, do you know how to fight and how strong are you?" "Well, I guess I'm pretty strong. I grew up on a planet of ninja, so I learned how to fight the ninja way. I use 2 types of energy. The Kai you guys use and a type of energy called chakra. But chakra I can do quite a few different attacks, however I don't think I can teach you how to use chakra." The only other Saiyan who could use chakra was named Zabuza. Unfortunately, when he learned it, he lost his ability to use Kai. When he died, his friend Haku became my apprentice. I was going to bring him with me, but he died in an invasion just before I came here. I'm afraid that if I teach you guys how to use chakra you will lose the ability to use Kai," said Naruto. That sounds pretty strong. How about after we get to my house and I say hello to my wife, me and you go outside and you show me these attacks you know. And after that we can have a spar and see how strong you are. Tomorrow I will ask Bulma if she can make a device to see who can learn chakra and who can't," said Goku. "Sounds good to me. Hey Gohan, I'll race you," said Naruto. With that, Naruto and Gohan went at top speed to Goku's house. Chapter 10. Meeting Kai Kai, Goku gets sick. Once Naruto and the other two Saiyans arrived at Goku's house, they went inside with Naruto following behind them. Goku said, "Kai Kai, I'm home and I brought company." When Kai Kai came to the front door, she said, "Well, it's about time you got home, Goku. And who is this young man you brought home?" While looking at Naruto. "This is Naruto Uzumaki. He is Vegeta's nephew. I am sorry that I have to tell you this, but I am going to have to train Gohan for 3 years. At that time a pair of androids will appear and destroy the planet. We are going to need him," said Goku. "No, absolutely not, my Gohan is not going to grow up without a brain," said Kai Kai. "This is Kai Kai. I have come to be friends with your son in the short time that I have known him. If I make sure that he also gets his studying done, can he train with us? Please, I can also teach him some stuff that I know that will help with his studying," said Naruto. "Fine, he can train with you. But I want him to do his homework as well," stated Kai Kai. But that said, Gohan decided to show Naruto his room. Once the two half Saiyans were in Gohan's room, he asked, "Hey Naruto, can you show me that move you told me about now?" "Sure, what you need to do is put your hands in the sign and channel your Kai energy. Don't channel too much or you will pass out. Once you have enough channeled, say energy clone jutsu. And the energy will know what to do," said Naruto while making the shadow clone hand sign. When Gohan tried it, he made a perfect clone. "Wow, that is so cool. I can't wait to use this for homework so I can train," said Gohan. With that, Gohan had his clone start on his homework while Naruto and the original went outside to begin the 3-year training. The first thing Naruto looked at from his father's scroll was some healing jutsu. You never know when they will be helpful. 2 months later, Naruto mastered all the medical jutsu that his parents collected over the years. After that, he started to work on the attack jutsu. When the 3 years was up, Naruto had everything from his father's scroll mastered. They included the fireball jutsu, the water dragon jutsu, and the Rasengan. As of right now, Naruto, Gohan, and Goku were flying to the meeting place where the androids were supposed to appear. Shortly upon arrival, Naruto noticed that Goku's friend Bulma was holding a baby. After it was revealed that the baby's name was Trunks and that Naruto's uncle Vegeta was the father, a short fat man showed up in an air car. "Hey Yajirobe, did you come here to help us fight the androids?" asked Goku. "No, I just came to bring some senzu beans for you guys," stated Yajirobe. "Ah well, thank you Yajirobe. I'm sure we will need them," responded Goku. After Goku and company received the senzu beans, Yajirobe got in his air car and took off again. As he was flying over the city not too far from the group, his air car was shot down by 2 people who were flying over the city. As the 2 people landed in the city, it was discovered that they were the androids and that their energy could not be detected. "Well, that sucks, it looks like we will have to find them the old-fashioned way," said Naruto. "Indeed we will," said Piccolo. With that, the group of fighters flew into the city in search of the androids. 10 minutes later, Yamcha called the rest of the group to his location. When the group arrived at Yamcha's location, they saw the 2 androids standing behind him. Yamcha himself was on the ground with a hole in his chest. "Naruto, take Yamcha back to Bulma and get him a senzu bean," said Goku. "Very well," said Naruto as he picked Yamcha up and flew to Bulma. As he was attending to Yamcha, Goku and the others flew to a more secluded spot. Once they arrived at a mountain range, Goku and the others landed. "Here is far enough. We will fight here and no farther," said the older-looking android with long white hair. With that, the group of fighters faced the androids. "Now tell me how you knew our names and why you don't have energy signatures," said Goku. After the old-looking android, who was named Android 20, explained everything, Goku powered up to Super Saiyan. Once he was transformed, he and the pinhead-looking android, named Android 19, charged at each other and started to fight. About halfway through the fight, Naruto and Yamcha appeared. "Hey guys, we kinda got a problem. Whatever you do, do not let those androids touch you. They have the ability to absorb your energy through their palms," said Yamcha. Just then they heard a chant. "Kamehameha," yelled Goku as he fired a beam of blue energy at the android. As Android 19 was absorbing the attack, Naruto had an idea on how to improve his father's Rasengan. But first there was a fight to watch. 10 minutes later, Goku was laying on the ground in normal form while the android was sitting on him, stealing his energy. Just then Android 19 was kicked in the face, which sent him flying into a nearby rock. "Nobody kills Kakarot while I'm around. Destiny has saved that privilege for me," said Vegeta. "Kakarot, you should have known transforming would only make your heart worse. Naruto, take Kakarot to his house. There is an antidote there that can help him. If you can do anything as well with your jutsu, then do it," said Vegeta. But that Naruto flew over to Goku and picked him up. As he was flying to Goku's house, the last thing he heard was, "So does a machine such as you ever experience fear?" which came from Vegeta. 30 minutes later, Naruto arrived at Goku's house. After giving Goku the antidote and placing him on a bed, Kai said, "Naruto, is there anything else you can do for him?" "I think so, but I need to double check my father's scroll. Unfortunately, I left it at Capsule Corporation in my room. It will take me 30 minuets to fly there and another 30 back. I would use my instant Hirishin, but my Aunt Bulma banned my use of it in the house after I played a prank on her with it," said Naruto. "Well, if it will help my husband, you have my permission to use it to return. However, if it's anything like Goku's instant transmission, it will be a one-time deal. Do we have an understanding?" said Kai. "Very well, I will see you in 40 minuets," said Naruto as he walked out the front door and flew off. 30 minuets later, Naruto landed out front of Capsule Corporation. Once he got to his room, he opened up a secret compartment in his closet. Reaching into it, he pulled out a giant scroll with a red border around it. Tying it around his back diagonally, he opened up his window and flew off again. Once he was a few feet away, he used his instant Hirishin and disappeared in a flash of yellow light. Seconds later, he reappeared inside Goku's room at his house. "I got the scroll. Let's see if I can find anything that will help," said Naruto as he rolled out the scroll on the floor. After looking through it for 10 minuets, Naruto got a huge grin on his face. "I think I found something. Now I have to warn you, this could be dangerous. What this jutsu does is literally age the affected area to point where the problem is no longer an issue. Meaning his heart will be older than the rest of the body by however long it will take the antidote to fix it," said Naruto. "Okay, let me get this straight. If it would take the antidote 2 months to fix the problem, then Goku's heart will be 2 months older than the rest of him?" asked Kai. "Actually, it will be 2 months and 1 week older. It takes 1 week for the jutsu to finish. However, as soon as the week is up, Goku will be ready to continue on as normal," said Naruto. "Very well, then let's do it," said Kai. "Are you sure? Once I start, I can't stop until the week is up," said Naruto. "Yes, I am," said Kai. With that, Naruto went through a series of hand signs and said, "Ninja art. Healing age. Heart." With that, Naruto's hands glowed green and he placed them on Goku's chest. Right above his heart. 5 hours later, Gohan walked in to see Naruto still channeling the green chakra into his father. "How is he doing? And what exactly are you doing, Naruto?" asked Gohan. "So far he is fine. As for what I am doing, I am using a jutsu from my father's scroll to heal your father. If you have a senzu bean on you, I could really use it. This is going to take a week to complete and I can't stop," said Naruto. When that was said, Gohan tossed Naruto a senzu bean, who ate it as it landed in his mouth. As Naruto was healing Goku, he asked, "So how did everything go once I left?" Gohan explained how Vegeta went Super Saiyan and destroyed 19. How 20 got away and that Vegeta, Krillin, Piccolo and Tien chased after him. Gohan then told Naruto that Piccolo told him to go and check on his father while they were chasing the android. "Ah, well, that's cool. Once Goku is up and about, we should have no trouble with them," said Naruto. With that, the two friends went silent while Naruto continued to work on Goku. Naruto had no idea how wrong he was going to be when he said that. Chapter 11. The Final Showdown. It has been a week since Goku got the heart virus he was warned about. In that time, Trunks returned from the future and met Naruto. Piccolo fused with Kami, the guardian of the earth. Android 20 awoke 17 and 18. Cell was also discovered. Now that Goku has gotten better, he decided to take Gohan, Vegeta, Trunks and Naruto into the hyperbolic time chamber. Walking up to Naruto, Goku said, "Hey Naruto, follow me. We need to go grab your uncle so that I can show you the hyperbolic time chamber." But that both Naruto and Goku disappeared into thin air. When they reappeared, they saw Vegeta standing on a cliff staring into space. "What do you two want?" asked Vegeta. It was Naruto who answered. "Goku here said he had a place where we can train for 1 year in a day. I would like me and you to use it. When I first arrived 3 years ago, you said you would help me learn to control the fox. I still need help with that. So can you please help me with it?" "Very well, I will come with you to help you train, but I will be training twice as hard," said Vegeta. With that, Goku, Vegeta and Naruto disappeared to the lookout. When they arrived, Mr. Popo said, "I'm sorry, but only one person can enter the chamber at a time." I have an idea." "Hey Piccolo, how well do you know the nine-tailed fox's power?" asked Goku. "I guess pretty good." "Why, what did you have in mind?" he asked. "I was thinking Vegeta and Trunks can go in first. After that, me and Gohan. When me and Gohan come out, you and Naruto can go in," said Goku. "I don't have a problem with it as long as I can gain control of at least one tail," said Naruto. With a plan in motion, Vegeta and Trunks entered the hyperbolic time chamber. 1 day later, they exited it again. As soon as they did, Naruto could sense that they were stronger. After Vegeta boasted that Goku was not needed, he left to go face Cell on his own. While he was doing that, Goku and Gohan entered the chamber. During the day that they were in the chamber, Cell managed to become complete thanks to Vegeta. After Vegeta got his ass handed to him by Cell, Trunks tried his luck. It did not work either. When Trunks was beaten, Cell said that he would hold a tournament in 10 days' time. When Trunks asked where it would be located, Cell said to keep an eye on the news. 2 days later, Piccolo and Naruto's training in the chamber was complete. Naruto now had shoulder-length blonde hair that was spiky. During his training, he finally managed to control one tail's worth of the nine-tailed fox's chakra. He also managed to make a beam version of the Rasengan. He called it Raisin Beam. It was a two-handed attack that was similar to Goku's Kamehameha wave. When they met back up with Goku, he said, "Wow Naruto, you're much stronger. I see you now have control of the demonic chakra to an extent. Yeah, but I prefer not to use. When I do, I'm practically unstoppable. I don't know how much damage I can do while using it, and I prefer not to know," said Naruto. "Well, we will have to wait and see what happens," said Goku. "Indeed we will. Well, I'm going to go get ready for the tournament. I will see you there," said Naruto as he flew off. The next 8 days flew by quickly with not a whole lot going on. With 3 days remaining, Cell came on the news announcing the location of the tournament. On the day of the event, every one of the Z fighters showed up. The first to fight was an idiot named Hercule Satan. Needless to say, Hercule got his ass handed to him on a silver platter. Next up was Goku. After a good hour or so of fighting, neither one of them gaining the upper hand, Goku decided to call the match. "Cell, I give up. I know I can't beat you. But before you decide to destroy the planet, there is one more person I want you to fight. Naruto, you're up. I know you don't want to use his chakra, but I think in order to beat him, you may have to use it," said Goku. "We will see what happens. When I was watching your fight, I was calculating how strong Cell was. I'm pretty sure I can take him," said Naruto. With that, Naruto and Cell faced off. During the first 15 minutes of their fight, Naruto was doing pretty good. After another 20 minutes, Naruto said, "You can't win, Cell, you might as well just give up." "Give up? Me, I don't think so. It is you who should give up. I'm stronger than you are by a long shot," Cell responded. "That's what you think. Right now I am only in Super Saiyan form. I have a 9-tailed demon fox sealed within me. If I access the chakra of the fox, you would be so screwed," said Naruto. "Really, I guess I will just have to make you access this so-called fox chakra," said Cell. But that Cell's tail spat out 7 mini blue cells. "Go, my children. And attack the observers," Cell told them. Sigh. "Really, Cell? Going to resort to childish antics? Well, I guess I will have to show you the errors of your ways," said Naruto. But that Naruto started to charge up his chakra. Not 10 seconds later, a red chakra cloak in the shape of a fox with a single tail appeared around him. Once the cloak was complete, Naruto put his fingers in the shape of a cross. "Energy clone jutsu," said Naruto. Once that was said, 6 copies of himself appeared. Without another word, all 7 Narutos disappeared in a flash of yellow light. A second later, they reappeared in front of every last Cell Jr. As soon as the Narutos appeared, they slammed a Rasengan into the stomachs of the Cell Jr.'s. But the Cell Jr.'s destroyed all but the original Naruto dispelled. "Now, Cell, you will know real pain," said Naruto as he charged Cell. After a good 5 minutes of kicking Cell's ass, Naruto hit Cell in the stomach so hard that he spat out Android 18. "You bastard, you made me lose my lunch. Just for that I'm going to destroy this planet and there is nothing you can do about it," said Cell as he started to expand. "I know what you are thinking, Goku. Do not, I repeat, do not do anything. I got this. You have another kid on the way. Do you really want him growing up without a father?" said Naruto. "Ha ha ha, in 1 minute I will explode and take this planet with me and there is nothing you can do about it," said Cell. "Oh really? I think there is something I can do," said Naruto. With that, he quickly went through a series of hand seals. Placing his hands on the ground, he called out demonic style. "Demon sealing barrier." Just then a red barrier surrounded both Naruto and Cell in a small dome. "Go ahead and blow up. The only thing that will be killed is the two of us. This dome forms a full circle around us about a foot below ground. Nothing can get in or out. It will not be released until I am dead. By then the blast will be nothing more than a strong windstorm that will be no threat to anybody," said Naruto. Just as Cell blew up, everyone heard him scream "no." When the windstorm of Cell's explosion died down, all anyone could see was a small 1 foot deep by 5 feet wide crater where the dome of Naruto's jutsu was. Piccolo then asked, "Is it over?" Just then they all heard an evil laugh. "Ha ha ha. Well, I guess the mighty demon fox was not able to beat me after all. And thanks to the Saiyan cells within me, I am now much stronger than before." As soon as Gohan heard that voice, he lost it. "You took my first friend. I am going to destroy you," said Gohan as he released his power and went Super Saiyan 2. After a major fight where Cell and Gohan were neck and neck, Cell decided to end it with a Kamehameha wave. As they were fighting for control of the wave, Goku decided to jump in. "Hey son, let's finish this together." With that, Goku added his beam to the mix, overpowering Cells and killing the tyrant off for good. The following weeks were kinda hectic. After the events with Cell, the group gathered the Dragon Balls. After wishing for everyone who Cell killed back to life, Gohan realized that Naruto was not among them. Trying to use the last wish to bring him back got back unexpected results. "Sorry guys, I am with my parents in the afterlife now. I don't want to come back, I'm happy here. Goku, take care of your family for me. Gohan, do well in all your studies and don't forget to use that technique I taught you. Vegeta, thank you for everything. Until I came to this planet I never felt wanted. You changed that and for that I thank you. Goodbye everyone. I hope to see you in the next life," said Naruto using his telepathy from the other world. When wishing Naruto back to life failed, Krillin decided to use the wish to remove the android's explosives. A couple months later, Goku and Kai had another son who they named Goten. About a year later, Android 18 and Krillin were married and expecting their first child. Vegeta and Bulma continued to do what they did and Trunks went back to his time. Yes, life was very peaceful and the Z fighters hoped that it would last. And it would, at least for now. What if Naruto is a Saiyan Sasuke bashing Chunin exam, and thanks for watching my video till the end. If you enjoy this content then do consider subscribing to my channel and leave a like if you guys need the next part, comment down, and thanks for watching the video and see you guys in the next video.